chapter?
Ma'am, there is no 309 and 310.
No, it actually constructive based only 2 questions are based on exchange difference.
Okay.
Okay, remaining some other questions were asked. So we did this already. So now we are going to speak about EPS, that is IAS 33. If you remember, the trainer in the last class, he took this EPS. So we discussed still more in detail. What is EPS first of all?
Earning per share.
Earnings per share. Okay, earnings per share. Okay, so this formula and all they've given as such. We'll just go ahead. This is what the entire thing which we are going to cover. One is basic EPS, then bonus issue, rights issue. We have some steps which will be very, very easy, and few things you have to remember, which I will be mentioning, stressing it again and again. The terms like TERP, what is that? Okay, and what is a right share? What is a bonus share? All such things you have to speak about. Why does it play a role here? And even in right share, you have a component of bonus. These things we'll be discussing. And we are going to speak about DEPS, that is diluted EPS, then convertibles, then options and warrants. Everything we are going to see. This is a little bit lengthy chapter, but maybe a 5 class. It may take 5 class most likely. Fine. See here. I think this is visible, no? I'll just increase this font size. This is fine. Right? Instead of coming one by one, something happened. I changed the background and all. It started coming one by one. I don't like it. See, EPS IAS 33. This applies to entities whose ordinary shares are publicly traded. Keep it in mind. This is for only public limited companies. And entities which present both parent and consolidated financial statement only are required to present EPS based on the consolidated figures. So EPS, first, number one, it is only for public limited company, publicly traded companies. And number two, it is only for the companies which prepare consolidated financial statement. Not all the companies, even all the companies will not will not prepare consolidated financial statement. You might be aware of the parent subsidiary relationship is there, means we will prepare EPS, otherwise we'll not. Okay, so then you must know the concept called basic EPS. Basic EPS means that generally what we compute, the earnings divided by shares, otherwise called as earnings available to equity shareholders divided by number of shares. Okay, so earnings divided by shares, this will be expressed as cents. So in the book, you can see this symbol everywhere. Okay, this means cents. This is nothing but cents. Okay, cents are nothing but, for example, if I want to mention $0.50, it's nothing but 50 cents. Okay, so this is a relationship between dollar and cents. Cents are like paisa. Okay, and dollars are like rupee. Okay, so where earnings earnings will be group profit after tax minus non-controlling interest minus irredeemable preference share dividends. Irredeemable preference shares means at the time of liquidation only this preference shares can be redeemable. In between, you cannot redeem those preference shares. That is, you cannot take back those preference shares, and they are not convertible also. So from the group profit after tax, earnings means, what do you mean by earnings? Group profit after tax minus non-controlling interest. Non-controlling interest again we'll be studying in consolidated financial statement. So minus non-controlling interest minus irredeemable preference share dividends. Okay, so irredeemable, after that whom we have to pay? We have to pay to the equity shareholders. That's why I said earnings is nothing but earnings available to equity shareholders. Got it? Then we'll be having shares, which is the weighted average number of ordinary shares in issue during the period. Why weighted average number of shares means? Because some shares you will be issuing in between the year also. So the share number will differ, and the person holding it may be a same shareholder or a new shareholder will come into picture. So for that factor, we'll always take the average only, that is weighted average number of ordinary shares in issue during the period. So these terminologies and all you should be very much aware of, otherwise you cannot do this problem. Then issue of shares at full market price. That is, earnings should be apportioned. If that is, we have certain concepts here. Based on that, we'll be solving one problem. See, issue of shares at full market price. If this term is mentioned somewhere, means earnings should be, that is, earnings available to equity shareholder should be apportioned over the weighted average equity share capital. That is, taking account of data, any new share are issued during the year. That is, if the share is changing means opening and closing share, same number of shares means you need not bother. If the number of shares differs means obviously the market value also differs, right? So these are not points you have to remember. So earnings should be apportioned over the weighted average equity share capital. So you have to take into account if there is any new share issued during the year. Okay, so that time, so if I'm going to issue a full market price means, then I will take earnings divided by weighted average equity share capital. I'll not take earnings divided by share. Instead, I'll be taking earnings divided by weighted average equity share capital. Okay, so illustration 1 we'll see. So we have around 10 plus 5, 15 problems plus some of the illustrations and TYUs. Altogether, at least 20 problems we have to solve here. Don't take the count into head. These are small problems, but you should understand. Okay, so we'll just do this problem. Illustration 1. Here, an entity with a year end of 31st December 2008 issued 200,000 shares at full market price of $3 on 1st July 2008. Okay, so they are asking calculate the EPS for each of the years. 2018, what is the EPS? And 2017, what is the EPS they are asking? So first thing you have to see, this is what is it? They issued 200,000 shares at full market price of 3. Okay. See here in 2008, two informations are given. What is the first information? This is profit attributable to ordinary shareholders. Means to say profit given to ordinary shareholders. That is earnings available to equity shareholders. Okay, earnings. This is the earnings given. Whereas if you see here, this is the number of shares issued at 31st December 2007, it is a different number, and 2008, it's a different number. They've given very clearly 200 shares they've issued during the year, right? And that too, they have issued on 31st December 2008, end of the year. No. Issued 2 lakh shares fully paid at, sorry, 1st July 2008, they have issued $200,000 share, 200,000 shares for $3. So normally EPS means what we'll take? We'll take the earnings divided by number of shares. But whenever, okay, I'll just do it. If you could not understand, instead of speaking, I can do it further. So let me write the formula here. EPS is equal to earnings divided by shares. Right. Earnings divided by shares is a general formula. This shares, sometimes it may be weighted average shares, or else it can be a normal count of the share. So let us do for 2007. In 2007, is there any issue? You can make out the year end is 31st December 2008. So 2007 means it is on 31st December 2008, it is $800,000. So for earnings for, if I'm calculating 2007 EPS, I can just pick $460,000 divided by number of shares, that is 800,000. How much you're getting? What is the decimal you're getting?
0.57.
0.1 minute. So it is better whenever you're calculating EPS, 3 decimals you take it. Okay, 460,000 divided by 8. Is the calculator visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 0.575. So 0.575 if I take means, because I said it is 0.575, I'm writing it as dollar, but EPS will be expressed in cents, which is equal to 57.5 Just a minute. 57.5 cents. You have to write like this. Are you getting how you have to express?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is done. Then coming to 2008. 2008, I just like that I cannot compute it because this 800 shareholders also will continue here in 2008 and further 200 shares are also issued. And that issue is not happening on the beginning of the year. It is happening on 1st July 2008. So here comes the role of weighted average. So how to go with this? We go elaborately. Later on, we can take the easiest form, any shortcuts like how we used to change like that. If there is any shortcut, we can explore it. As of now, we'll go very slowly. Okay. So now this is for 2007 done. So for 2008, I'll write in red. So this is for 2008. How I'm going to compute. Okay. Fine. So what is the entire story on 1st Jan 2008, you know the balancing for balance brought forward is 800,000 shares. Okay, and then what's happening on 1st July, I'm just taking what is given in the question, July 2008. Okay, there was an issue of 200,000 shares. So on 1st July 2008, how much is the closing or else sorry, 31st December 2008, what is the closing? That is carried forward balance year end. We are having 1,000, that is 1 million shares. Correct? Can you make out? This is the value. Yes. Yeah, this is the entire history.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now you have to tell me the issue is happening in July. So this entire 800,000, only $800,000, sorry, 800,000 shares, how many months you used this in the business? Only 800,000.
6 months.
Very good. Only 6 months. From Jan to July, this 800,000 remained in your firm as 800,000 only for 6 months. So which I'm finding out the weighted average here. So this is 400,000. Now tell me this 200,000, from when to when you have this 200,000?
From
July
1st
to
July.
December.
Okay, but you cannot take this 200,000. You have to mention, you have to take this 1 million only. Okay, this 1 million only you have to take. You cannot take 200 because this 200 is issued and after that you got 1 million. So this 1 million into 6 by 12 you have to take. That is after July. So better I'll change the date as July only. So this also I'll put it as July. These are workings only, right? Closing carried forward is 1 million into 6 by 12. How much it is? Half. So it is $500,000 done. So what is the total number of shares now? Though it is 1 million, you can take only 900,000 as your denominator as per the weighted average. Could you understand what I try to say?
No, ma'am, can you repeat?
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll just put space here. Okay, so they said very clearly, if it is mentioned, first of all, it is shares are issued at full market price. Okay, shares are issued at full market price. And if you see 2007, the number of shares is different. And in 2008, the number of shares is different. They have increased 200 issue they've made in between the year. So first time in 2007, no problem. You just, because the entire year it is 800, they didn't give any adjustment. So 460,000 divided by 800,000, you will find out EPS. Very simple. But in 2008, you cannot take 550 divided by 1000. It is not allowed. Why? Because 200 shareholders, 200 shares that holders, they were not there for the first 6 months. Are you getting? They were not there for the first
Yes,
6 months. So you have to do the average out. How to do average out? This 800,000 shareholders were there as 800,000 only for 6 months. That is from January to June. July 1st, no. So January to end of June. 6 months they were as such, you take it. From July onwards, this 800,000 became 1,000, that is 1 million shareholders by a fresh issue of 200,000 shares. So it is 1 million shares now. This 1 million share is from July to December. So into 6 by 12, I'll take, so 500,000.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the average is this is called the weighted average. I multiplied with the number of months. So this is weight. The months is the weight here. So weighted average is 400 plus 500, which is 900,000. Okay, now I'm going to find the EPS for 2008. Okay, let me find 2008 EPS. 2008 EPS, I will take the earnings as such, which is given here. This is my earnings. $550,000. I will not divide by 1 million. It is completely wrong. I have to take 900,000 based on the weighted average. How much I'll get? $611, 0.611. So which is 0.611. But as I have to express in terms of cents, I'll write it as 61.1. 1 you can leave or 10 you can put. Leave it. 1 also you can leave it. Nothing wrong. Cents. At least 3 decimals you make a point. Minimum. That is here. Here you should have minimum of 3 decimals. Can have a maximum of 4 decimals. Okay. So this is 61.1 cents. Could you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Done. So let us go to the theory. Anything else is there? Bonus issue. Fine. Now we speak about bonus issue. What is a bonus? What is the difference between rights and bonus?
Ma'am, instead of dividends that the company gives bonus shares.
Okay. The company gives bonus share. You're perfectly fine, but tell me
Yes,
further.
ma'am. So like, what do you say? Instead of compensating the shareholders with dividends, they're giving bonus shares. So as to what do you say? Increase. What's that word? Ownership? No. Sorry, ma'am, I forgot.
No problem. Listen, actually, before that, I want to come since 9:40, it is 10 minutes. Okay, I'll finish this and I want to present the previous problem in a different way, which may be helpful because the same format we can use throughout. So fine, let us discuss this and go, or shall I change that and come back? Instead of writing so many lines. Can I change that and come back?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Instead of writing so many lines, there is a default format which they have given. Okay. Just a minute. So anyway, the 61.1 only you'll get there also. But still more easier. If you have a format, it will be easy. We people are used to formats, right? Done. So I'll take what is the format? I'll tell you for 2008. Okay, not for 2007. That is very simple. Same only. EPS is equal to that. Okay, now coming to 2008, I can put few columns like date, then number of shares. This is completely the same format will continue. Okay, but one or more one line may add it if it is a bonus share or right share. Okay, fraction of the year and then total. Date in this case, the first case is January, right? 1st Jan 2008. Okay, that is brought forward. How many number of shares? The number of shares is 800,000. And fraction of the year, that is I used it. So I'll just fill this column first. Then on 1st July 2008, 200,000 shares. Okay, then that's it. No, so fraction of the year means 1st Jan to 1st Jan, next issue, when the issue is happening 1st July. So 6 months, 6 by 12. Okay, and here 1st July you're issuing 200. So this became 1 million. You can change it here itself. That is 800,000 plus 200,000. So just add it. So this became 1 million. This 1 million from July till end of the year, that is 6 by 12. So this is 400,000 and this is 500,000 and this is 900,000. This is the average of. So EPS is equal to 500. Same only I'm putting in the format. Why? Because this format will be used throughout this chapter. So which is equal to 0.61, 161.1 cents. Or cents you can write and cancel. Anything is fine. Okay, so I think the same thing only, but I wrote it in a format which will be very easy because we are starting with bonus shares. Okay, so coming to this bonus shares. So sorry to stop you. You people are explaining something about bonus shares. I'll give my explanation. If anything is wrong, you let me know. So bonus shares are actually given to the shareholders, existing shareholders, sometime to the employees as a token of appreciation. It is free of cost. Very simple. You're not taking a penny also. So issue of bonus shares will dilute your holdings actually, but it will not contribute anything to the capital. That is, you will not get any inflow. No proceeds. You will not get any proceeds, but there is a free quotient in it. Right? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. If you take rights share is not a bonus share, but a part of bonus will be there. Okay. Normally, if a share is traded as $10 in the market means, right shares, will you give it as $10 or less than that?
Less than.
Less than that, right? You may give it for $7. So you're so in the right share also, the $3 what you're giving discount, no, that is a bonus part actually. So even if the company is issuing right shares, there also a free component is there. This concept you should understand first. Now, as of now, it may not be required, but this concept will be using later on. Got it? So now we'll see here bonus share. So in the current year, the bonus shares are deemed to have been issued at the start of the year. Please note down this. Whenever bonus shares are issued, always we have to deem to have been issued at the start of the year. Okay, they will tell in the current year bonus shares have been issued. Means to say beginning of the year itself they've issued. You have to assume like that. So comparative figures are restated to allow for the proportional increase in share capital caused by the bonus issue. So comparative figures means we'll see one problem now will be restated. Restated means previous year also will be restated. Okay, to allow for the proportional increase in share capital cost because of the bonus issues. Still, it is at the beginning of the year or last year's ending, bonus share will be considered. Always it is issued at the beginning of the year. So always we have to change the previous year figure also because of that. So we are going to do illustration 3 accordingly. TYU1 we didn't do. It's not there. TYU1 is very simple. You can refer TYU1. I'm not doing it here. You can check that and come back to me. It is related to the previous one. Okay. Like illustration 1 it is. So now coming to illustration 3, we do this problem and end the class. Okay. So illustration 3. So as I said already, what is the line I want to write here once again? Bonus shares, how you have to assume. So when you are issuing bonus shares, Nothing is mentioned.
Start of
Whatever
the
mentioned, start of the year, right? Right here. So bonus shares are deemed to have been issued at the start of the year. Therefore, this sentence is very important. Need not write anywhere for your understanding. Therefore, comparative figures are restated. This line I almost written in all my problems to make it understandable for me. So it is better you always remember this. Okay, so bonus shares are deemed to have been issued at the beginning of the year. Okay, done. So now we go with this problem. So in this problem, okay, so here what is given? An entity makes a bonus issue of one share, one new share for every 5 existing share. What do you mean by that?
one bonus for every 5.
Every
ordinary.
5 shares held, correct? So how many number of bonus shares issued then? Is this entire 200 bonus shares? Or because if you see 2007, it is 1000. Now if you see it is 1200. Is this entire 200 bonus shares or any other issue happened? How you can find out? So this one new share for every 5 share, shall I write it as 1 by 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
If you find $1,000, 1 million shares into 1 by 5, how much you're getting?
200.
200,000. So 200,000 bonus shares. So that is the only increase here. Okay, this is a component you got to know now. So now see here, the comparative figures are restated. Fine. Let us see how we are restating the comparative figures. You see, if you take this 460,000. Okay, so an entity makes a bonus issue of one new share for every 5 existing share held on 1st July. Though it is issuing on 1st July 2008, when you will assume the bonus has been issued?
First.
First what? January. 1st Jan 2008 only you will issue, which is always equal to 31st December 2007. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's the reason whenever bonus share is there, we will restate the previous one. Bonus shares are issued means we have to restate the comparative figures. Comparative figures means 2008, which is compared with that 2007. So 2000 figure EPS also we have to change it. So let us find that. So here on 31st, I'm writing very clearly 31st December 2007. EPS, I'm going to restate it. How will I restate? Very simple. You pick the earnings, that is $460,000 divided by total number of shares, including the bonus shares. That is restated by 1,200,000, 200,000 shares. So how much you're getting here?
Ma'am, I didn't get it.
Didn't get it in the sense? Didn't understand
Can
this?
explain.
Yeah, see,
Yes,
listen.
ma'am.
So, see, whenever bonus shares are issued, you go to the theory part. Theory is very important. Whenever bonus shares are issued, you have to assume that it is issued at the beginning of the year. Point number 1. Point number 2, comparative figures. That is, if 2008 you have to find means 2007. That normally 2 years will be compared in your financial statement, right? So the comparative figure are restated to allow for the proportional increase in share capital caused by the bonus issue. If it is bonus shares, you have to give an effect on the comparative figures also to show what is the increase in the proportional increase in the share capital because of the bonus issue. Okay, so what we'll do, very simple. Last year's EPS also, we will divide by this 1,200, sorry, 1,200,000 shares. Okay, that is 12 lakh shares. I will divide and show. This I'll be showing in my current year preparation. This will not affect my in. That is, I would have declared one financial statement, right? I would have published one financial. Any network issue? Okay, that is, I would have published one financial statement for 2007, right? That I will not change anything, but in my 2008 financial statement, I will rework this 2007 EPS and show, because of the issue of bonus shares. As I'm assuming this bonus share is issued at the beginning of the year in 31st December 2007. This is my reporting time. At that working also, I will compute it for the current share, including bonus, and then I will show it. This is as per the rule. You have to change the comparative figures and show only if bonus shares are issued.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so here if I see, I'm getting 0.383. So I'll straight away write it into cents. So 0.383, so 38.3 cents. Now when it comes to 31st December 2008, how will I compute EPS? Here it is same. It is 550,000 divided by 12,000. 1,200,000 shares. So how much you will get? The same. This is the same. No change in it. 550,000 divided by 1,200,000 shares. That is 0.4583. So which is 45.8 cents. So you are just going through TYU1 and TYU2. TYU1 will speak about the same full market share issue. TYU2 will speak about this bonus share issue. You try on your own with the same principle and see, you'll understand better. Okay, so next class we'll see rights issue, because we have to discuss something about PERP.